the guy, Ronnie's working partner back then, got me into bodybuilding. And so he came to the Team Naturals with me. So he's sitting in the audience, and this girl's sitting next to him, and she's like, she goes, you know somebody in the show? And she goes, yeah, my boy's gonna win. She goes, no, it's not, my boyfriend's gonna win. He goes, bitch, she ain't gonna win shit. And he fucking bet her or something. And I won. He's like, give me my money, bitch.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Hey, Chris. What's up, Dayton?
We got the reinforcement from France.
Hey, what's up?
France.
How are you? Hey, how are you doing? Where y'all from?
France.
Constantin.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
En français?
En français.
S'il vous plaît.
On est heureux de se revoir, de se rencontrer. Voilà.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás?
Mua.
Got a lot of countries here, man.
A lot of countries.
UK too.
British.
British.
British beef.
Is this your luggage?
Oh, we brought the best part of Texas.
Is that where the Olympia's at, right here?
Right there. Matter of fact, I started off front bicep, and then I finished off with the bent over.
Cheek spread.
Cheek spread. Yeah, cheek spread.
Did you see Pam's impression of me earlier?
No.
You overdo it, don't you?
You over.
I'm from Texas. Yeehaw.
He can only do the Texan accent in a lady's voice.
Guy, who's here?
Robert Cardellemi, aka Bobby. He's my business partner, one of my closest friends from back home. And then we have the man that I only beat one time, the man that beat me for my first pro card in 07, one of the most decorated bodybuilders of all time, IFBB pro Jose Raymond is in the house today. So,
What kind of beer you have?
A Corona and Shiner.
It's a Texas beer.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Yeah. You couldn't wait. What do you think, Jose?
That's unreal. This is when I won nationals and was with Branch in the overall in the 2001 nationals. I was tiny, but I looked like a classic physique guy. Even at 150 pounds, I had like 18-inch arms. You know.
And then I saw that show, Jose, and then Johnny won the light heavyweights, he won the overall. I won the heavies, Art Atwood won the super heavies.
When we were competing, each year we would be able to predict who'd be the top 5. We knew all the names in the top 5 coming up. Now you have no idea.
Some of these guys, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, they bounced around the top 5 before they got a pro card. And so you had one person at the USA, the overall winner, the weight class winners of the nationals, and that was it.
That's part of what I don't like about the system today. Is it you're not an amateur long enough to prove yourself.
You can't build a reputation or a name. You know, back in the day, like you said, you might be there for several years. I remember there's a one-year Ryan went to nationals. It was Flex Wheeler, Chris Kamara, Ronnie Coleman, Paul DeMayo, Matt Mendenhall, and
Mike
Matarazzo. I mean, there were some of these dudes that weren't even in the top 6 that went on to become Arnold Classic champions. You know, and they couldn't even make the top 6. And that's how stacked it was. And so guys as great as that, it took them several years to turn pro. I mean, Ronnie got his ass kicked several times before he won the universe and turned pro. And think about that. Now, can you name the top 5 coming up to the Nationals in December?
No, not at all. No, that was my point.
And what you were showing me there is kind of like you know, you should be able to turn pro as a natural. You know, like, you know, looking at the talent that is really required, you know?
Yeah. Well, you look at, remember Kai Green in 2004, like he was a freak and he was natural. He weighed like 218. And by today's standards, he would have blown away everyone. But he struggled back then because guys were there year after year after year.
You think the reason why they made it easier, 2 reasons. They made it easier to turn pro because these national shows, they realized if you give out more pro cards, you get more entries. And so
the prestige isn't there, and these amateurs don't hang out as long.
To be an open level bodybuilder, it takes years and years.
You like it, or
to
you
build
want
that
something
physique.
else?
Right?
Okay.
So
I love it. My friend.
So it takes years and years to build that physique, right? And so what happened, they started getting our top 2. And then the USA every weight class winner, then the North American every weight class winner, then the Team Universe every weight class winner. So it didn't take but a couple of years. All the top amateurs were pro. So, but you still got to give out pro cards, right? So now you're giving out pro cards to guys that probably weren't really ready to be pro. Because back in the day, when you turned pro, we could stand on the stage and be successful.
Right away.
I won 2 of my first shows, 2 of my first 4 shows. You had good success. You had good success because we had matured as amateurs. And when you turn pro, you truly were a pro. Now you're having guys that turn pro, they look like my ball sack, to put it rudely. I mean, they're not good. They're not good.
At least they're shaved.
I mean, yeah. I know some of them look hairy. And so, I mean, but I know that's kind of I'm making a joke here, guys, but my point being is that you don't have the quality and the depth at the national level that you used to, because you had guys that they earned their stripes before they turned pro. And we had some really good guys like Matt Mendenhall comes to mind, who could have beat most of the pros at the pro level. He never got a pro card because it was so competitive. And I think, number one, they give out too many pro cards. And number two, I think with the introduction of classic bodybuilding, I think some of the best physiques now are jumping out early before they're fully developed. Going into classic bodybuilding, you take a Chris Bumstead and put 30 pounds of muscle on him. You got something.
Yeah.
But now, you see, the argument is if you put 30 pounds of muscle on a Chris Bumstead, is he then who the people are attracted? Like, he's got 20-something million followers because of what he's built.
No, fuck. I'm gonna shoot that argument down. I'm gonna tell y'all something.
I'm just telling you what.
Right here in Orlando 2 years ago, they had the 212 prejudging. They had all these other prejudging. The Olympia, the men's. There's only one Mr. Olympia, guys. By the way, it's open Mr. Olympia. Guy gets a title.
I agree.
Everybody else is 212 Mr. Olympia, classic Mr. Olympia, whatever. There's one person gets the title. That's the big paycheck. They had all these other divisions, right? The men's prejudging came out. As soon as that was over, 80% of the crowd got up and walked out. Then they had the rest of the classes.
Meaning bodybuilding still dominating?
So bodybuilding still dominates. Bodybuilding still puts butts in the seats and sells tickets. Period. I don't care what all you other guys say. I heard back in the day where the classic physique champion at the press conference one year was talking about how they saved bodybuilding. And Dexter took the microphone and goes, "Let me tell you something, son." He goes, "You don't remember this because you were still at home sucking on your mama titty." He says, "But we were selling this arena out before there was any other divisions that existed." And he goes, and he's right. And last 2 years ago here in Orlando, that proved it again. So, guys, people still want to see the freaks, right? I don't care what they say. But everybody's always trying to say, "Oh, they're too big, they're too massive." Well, at the end of the day, they still get the big check for a reason.
Jose, what did you say in the interview? People don't come to the...
They don't go to the circus to see beautiful women. They go to the circus to see the bearded lady. And I'm the bearded lady. That's what I said at the press conference. Bob's like, why do you think you're doing so well? Why do you think people are interested in you? I'm like, because I'm the bearded lady. I'm not the average thing.
Dude, when you go to a show, you want to see the freaks, right?
This was 2018.
Yeah, inside it was...
That's the last year I competed, getting ready for the Olympia.
That natural?
Yeah, absolutely naturally gilled to the fucking gills. The lightweights at the 01 Nationals.
You won your pro card.
4 times. I didn't take it.
And why didn't you take it?
Because we didn't have a 212 division back then. And, the king of the heap was Ronnie Coleman, who weighed well over 100 pounds more than me. So there was no spot for me. And I was young. I was 25 years old, and I'm like, I want to continue to grow and master my performance and learn how to be better, and I slowly did. I went from lightweight, then I won the pro card at welterweight. I won it twice as a welterweight, then I won it as a middleweight, and I could have gone on to win it as a light heavyweight and probably a heavyweight, because ultimately I won the Arnold Classic at 210 pounds. I didn't think, my whole goal wasn't to be a pro bodybuilder. It was just like to be the best natural bodybuilder.
You really never thought about that? See, I knew at 18 years old, my whole career, I knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I had it.
I didn't think about being a pro because I thought it was so outlandish. Like the bodies, like it didn't look like me. I wanted to look like my brother. He had a beautiful physique. It looked real pretty, and chicks dug it. So I wanted that. That's 01 when I competed with Branch, and I was 153 pounds. Now here's a beautiful transition. This is like 14 years later, and I'm like 220 there. It's like a totally different person.
And if you don't mind me asking, what was your diet like then?
Here?
Yes.
It was,
as a natural.
Yeah, it was. I'd get up the same thing every day. I'd have 6 egg whites, like 3 tablespoons of grits. Then I'd go to work. And then I'd have boiled chicken, like maybe 5 ounces, 2 rice cakes.
Right, I told you.
Then I'd come back, 5 ounces of boiled chicken again and a salad. And I'd be doing 2 hours on the step mill.
Yeah.
And then here I just started eating Tren. Lots of Tren and a little bit of GH. Fuck the egg whites. No, that's not true. I wasn't eating Tren. I was shooting it. This is a very important stat that nobody knows. Jay Cutler went to the teen nationals only to get beat by this unknown 18-year-old Branch Warren while Jay was 19.
Find stage pictures here for
Did you just have them up?
Is that true?
That's true. So man, I never, I had real good legs even as a kid, right? And I won every show I'd gone into as a kid, and I was natural, and hadn't taken no stuff, and so I walk into, I'm backstage, and you know how we go sizing everybody up, right? And I look up, and here comes Jay. I didn't know who he was, but he had on the hot skin striped shorts and a T. Michael sweatshirt.
And he's a big dude.
Yeah, this motherfucker's like 220 as a teenager.
Yeah.
And he comes walking, and he's big legs or something, and I'm sitting there, and Caprice, I didn't know Caprice at the time, but it was Caprice Murray. Caprice Murray was sitting next to me, and I look in, and he goes, yo, man, that dude's fucking big. And I looked at him, I go, that motherfucker's soft. But I'm looking at him, we started pumping up, and I was like, God dang, man, that dude's freaking big, man. I thought he was in the collegiate division. I'm like, there's no way that dude's a teenager. And he was, and he was in the heavyweights, but I was way harder, and I got him for the overall. So the funny side story,
Hey,
Reagan, how you see, man?
What's going on, man? You look phenomenal, dude.
Huh?
he just won a show last week, San Antonio.
You did, I can tell. You deserved it. I'm also a judge, I can tell you one.
So side story, when I was a teenager, I trained with Ronnie, right? So the guy, Ronnie's working partner back then, got me into bodybuilding. And so he came to the Teen Naturals with me. So he's sitting in the audience, and this girl's sitting next to him, and she's like, she goes, you know somebody in the show? And she goes, yeah, my boy's gonna win. She goes, no, it's not, my boyfriend's gonna win. He goes, bitch, she ain't gonna win shit. And he fucking bet her or something. And I won. He's like, give me my money, bitch. Oh, that's beautiful. It turned out to be Jay's girl, led her wife or something.
Yeah.
But it was pretty funny, ironic.